Let's bring it home. BHP Billiton is the world's largest diversified natural resources group with a combined market cap of 1.63 trillion rand.
Interesting connection between Royal Dutch Shell and BHP Billiton was that Billiton was in fact the mining assets of the Shell group at some point in the history, and they in fact sold those and merged them into Billiton, and that's how the Billiton part became part of this. The reason it's in this
conversation. I almost think this should be one of your favorite sectors because your depth and breadth of knowledge is astounding.
Well,
is this some secret hobby of yours to understand the intricacies of the oil environment?
These are all facts that are easily accessed by scouting at the pages. I love Wikipedia for that reason, because often the roots of companies are better explained on Wikipedia than they are on the company's websites, which tends to focus on the new stuff.
Knowledge in this space is astounding, Paul Tuan.
But the reason we're talking about Billiton in this conversation is that we know that their big businesses are in iron ore in the Western Australian markets as well as in copper in Chile. But a big chunk of Billiton is in fact oil. It's a combination of offshore, in other words, rigs in the ocean in the Gulf of Mexico, as well as onshore. Billiton bought a whole bunch of those shale fields in the Marcellus field and the Eagle Ford and all of that stuff in the last 5 years, making them a big player in this market as well.
What length of time have you spent exploring Wikipedia in the oil environment?
Not too long.
Or is this all new?
It's all aggregate information. I mean, Billiton, we know, is trying to improve the quality of its assets. So it's throwing out that stuff in South 32.
Before you go any further, it trades on a price to earnings ratio of 12.9 and a dividend yield here of 5.3%. That's attractive from a dividend perspective.
It certainly is. And remember, the management team has committed itself to maintaining its dividend policy, notwithstanding the fact that it is really a tough time for them, because as we've seen with iron ore and with copper and with oil, a very similar chart pattern to what we saw earlier. Big collapse. June, January, looking terrible. Little bit of a recovery now, and the share price has followed. It's going to have a similar chart. You're going to see it kind of crawling out of the depths in the low sort of 250 area up to 300 and thereabouts. At some point it was super high, like 500 or more. People love this stock. A lot of people own it. It's crawling back to the 300 mark.
It's the quintessential blue chip when it comes to South African fund managers.
But with regret, my view is one should hold them if you've got them. Don't buy them now because there's potential for those prices to settle down. And as an additional kind of commentary, that South 32 thing that's going to come out in the next few weeks, if you have a modestly sized Billiton position, take the cash option.
Hot or not?
Unfortunately not hot.